The sun rose gently above the horizon, casting its golden rays upon the sacred Bodhi tree. Beneath its expansive branches, disciples gathered in reverence to listen to the Buddha's teachings. Among them was Khema, a young monk burdened by a persistent shadow of self-doubt. His gaze remained fixed on the ground, avoiding the compassionate eyes of his fellow disciples. The Buddha surveyed the gathering, his serene countenance radiating wisdom and compassion. His voice, measured and calm, carried the weight of timeless truths. "Khema, why do you sit apart from your brothers and sisters today?" he asked, his tone inviting understanding rather than judgment. Khema hesitated, his words catching in his throat. "Master, I feel unworthy," he finally replied, his voice trembling. "I strive, yet I fail repeatedly. My efforts seem fruitless." The Buddha regarded Khema with a gaze that seemed to pierce through layers of self-imposed despair. "You speak of failure, Khema, yet do you truly understand its nature?" he asked, his tone gently probing. Khema shook his head, his shoulders sinking further under the weight of his struggles. "No, Master. I only know the pain it brings and the way it weakens my resolve." I leaned forward, drawn by the quiet power of his voice and the profoundness of his metaphor. "The leaf," he explained, "grows where it must, nourished by the roots. The trunk, the sun, the rain." He paused, allowing the simplicity of the truth to settle deeply within me. "And so must you," he added. "Draw from the root of your inner strength and let your truth unfold. The veena must be tuned carefully to produce harmonious music. Too tight, and the strings break. Too loose, and they produce no sound." The Buddha nodded, his expression affirming Khema's understanding. "Indeed. And so it is with life," he began, his voice weaving a narrative imbued with wisdom. "Harmony is not achieved by striving endlessly nor by surrendering to despair. It is found in balance, the delicate art of navigating both success and failure." A ripple of thoughtfulness spread through the gathering as the Buddha continued. "Let me tell you a story, one that unveils the lessons hidden within defeat," he said, his voice steady and soothing. "Long ago," the Buddha began, "I encountered a merchant who sought riches beyond measure. His ambitions drove him to risk everything in the pursuit of wealth. Yet, time and again, his endeavors faltered, and his losses mounted. The merchant was consumed by frustration and despair," the Buddha narrated, his voice evoking the depth of the tale. "He approached me, seeking answers to the cause of his failure. His words vibrated in my heart, like a song of truth long forgotten yet deeply familiar. The seed of doubt can sprout despair," he said, "but the seed of faith blooms the flower of possibility." I closed my eyes, envisioning the bird taking flight, its courage unshaken by the vastness of the sky. "Master," I said, opening my eyes with newfound clarity, "I wish to rise above my doubts and fears." His smile deepened as he touched the earth, grounding his teachings in the reality of the present. "Then begin," he said, "with one step, one effort, one moment of trust in the truth of your being." He pointed to the sky where a flock of birds soared freely, their wings catching the golden light of the sun. "They soar," he said, "not because they know their destination, but because they trust their journey." But over time, he learned to embrace failure as part of his journey, not as a mark of inadequacy. The disciples sat in contemplative silence, their hearts stirred by the Buddha's words. "Master," I said, bowing deeply, "your wisdom has lifted the veil from my mind and shown me the path within." The Buddha nodded, his silence a gentle acknowledgement of my unfolding realization. "Your path," he said, his voice like a soft wind stirring the leaves, "is unique, and its truth rests within you." As I rose to leave, the forest seemed to hum with life, the doubts within me dissolving like mist in sunlight. "Notice the patterns of defeat that ensnare your mind. and gently redirect your focus toward growth. Khema's brow furrowed as he tried to grasp the Buddha's guidance. But, Master, how can I overcome the fear that accompanies failure? He asked. His vulnerability laid bare. The Buddha's smile was both wise and compassionate. Fear thrives in the shadows of uncertainty, he said. Shine the light of understanding upon it, and it will lose its power over you. The Buddha knelt, his hands brushing the earth with reverence, as though sensing its hidden potential. Within this soil lies the possibility of abundance, he said, holding a small seed between his fingers. Khema, the Buddha continued, his voice imbued with gentle strength. Failure is not your enemy. It is a companion on the path to enlightenment, teaching you patience and humility. Khema nodded, his gaze lifting from the earth for the first time in many days. Thank you, Master, he said, his voice carrying newfound resolve. I will strive to embrace the lessons hidden within my struggles. His words were a mirror to my own struggles, reflecting my tendency to focus on what I lacked rather than possessed. A farmer does not despair, he said, but waters the seed, tills the soil, trusting in its inherent potential. Walk it with an open heart, as the sun climbed higher in the sky. The disciples dispersed, each carrying the Buddha's teachings within their hearts. Khema remained seated beneath the Bodhi tree, his mind weaving the threads of wisdom imparted to him. The sacred tree seemed to whisper its own truths, its branches reaching skyward in harmony with the earth below. His words stirred a deep longing within me to embrace the possibility within myself, however small it appeared. Master, I asked hesitantly, what if the seed fails to grow despite my efforts? The Buddha turned, his expression both kind and knowing, as if anticipating the question that haunted my heart. A farmer does not control the rain or the sun, he said, but focuses on the care they can provide. His wisdom struck me, highlighting the importance of effort without attachment to the outcome. A lesson both simple and profound. The path ahead was uncertain, but he felt ready to walk it. Guided by the Buddha's teachings, the sun's rays illuminated the monastery grounds, casting shadows and light in equal measure. And in that balance, Khema found his first glimpse of harmony. Another day, another gathering beneath the sacred Bodhi tree. The morning air carried the scent of jasmine and ripened fruit. The disciples settled around the Buddha, their hearts eager for his teachings. Master, I said, I wish to nurture the seeds of possibility within me, despite the doubts that cloud my mind. The Buddha smiled, his eyes radiating the warmth of encouragement and trust in my capacity to grow. The Buddha surveyed his followers, his expression serene as the flow of the nearby stream. Khema, he began, his voice calm, what troubles your spirit today? His words carried the weight of compassionate inquiry, inviting Khema to speak without hesitation. Your dreams, he said, are like seeds, small and vulnerable, but carrying the potential to transform the landscape of your life. His words etched themselves into my soul, a reminder that greatness often begins in humble, uncertain places. The villagers dismissed my request for alms. My sack remains light, and my heart feels heavier still. The clay endured fire, Buddha continued, to harden and fulfill its purpose. Just as our trials shape the essence of our being, through our struggles, Buddha said, we find opportunities to grow, to strengthen the spirit and deepen our compassion for others. It moves over jagged stones, yet its course remains steadfast. The Buddha nodded, his gaze following the gentle movement of the water. Indeed, he said, his voice resonating with timeless wisdom. The river carries a lesson within its flow. It moves onward, adapting to obstacles without losing its way. The disciples listened, their minds absorbing the depth of the Buddha's words. Khema, the Buddha continued, defeat is like the stones in the river's path. It challenges you but does not halt your journey. I found the Buddha seated near a tranquil pond, his reflection shimmering on the still water. The air carried the soft sounds of nocturnal creatures, an orchestra of nature's calmness. The Buddha placed his hands upon his knees, his posture steady as he spoke. Begin by observing the nature of the river, he said. It does not fight the stones. It flows around them, shaping them over time. Khema leaned forward, his attention drawn fully to the Buddha's words. Look into this mirror, he instructed, extending it towards me, and tell me what you see. I hesitated, then took the mirror, my eyes meeting my own reflection, a face marked by uncertainty and struggle. Embrace the obstacles as part of your journey, and let them guide your growth. The disciples exchanged glances, their hearts resonating with the universal truths spoken by their revered teacher. The mirror, he explained, shows only the surface, the image shaped by your mind's filters of judgment and self-doubt. He gestured towards the pond, its surface smooth and reflective under the moonlight. Failure is not your enemy. It is a companion on the path to enlightenment, teaching you patience and humility. Khema nodded, his gaze lifting from the earth for the first time in many days. Thank you, Master, he said, his voice carrying newfound resolve. Do you see it? He asked, his voice resonating like the soft ripples spreading across the pond. Tears welled in my eyes as I whispered, Yes, Master, I see the truth beyond the image. Remember, Khema, the path to understanding is shaped by both triumphs and trials, he said. Walk it with an open heart. He gestured to the stars above, their light shining through the vastness of the night. The stars, he explained, do not measure their brilliance by the darkness around them. They simply shine because it is their nature. The sacred tree seemed to whisper its own truths, its branches reaching skyward in harmony with the earth below. Khema closed his eyes, allowing the Buddha's words to settle deep within his soul. Balance, he murmured to himself, his voice steady. Harmony lies in embracing both success and defeat, just as the vina produces music through tension and release. I stared at the branch, its silent story echoing the journey of persistence and purpose the Buddha described. Your journey, he continued, is woven with trials, but these do not diminish your worth. They enrich your path. He placed the branch back on the ground, letting it return to the soil where it would nourish future growth. Master, I said, my voice steadier now. How can I hold on to this truth when the voice of doubt returns? The Buddha's gaze softened, his patience a reflection of his timeless wisdom. Another day, another gathering under the embrace of the Bodhi tree. The disciples assembled with hearts eager for enlightenment. The gentle breeze rustled the leaves, carrying whispers of wisdom across the serene monastery grounds. Among the disciples, Khema sat quietly, his presence imbued with newfound steadiness. Though his burdens lingered, his eyes shone with determination. Reflecting a deeper understanding, the Buddha observed his followers, his gaze resting momentarily on Khema. Khema, he began, his voice warm. How does your heart fare today? His inquiry was gentle, an invitation rather than a demand, prompting Khema to share freely. Master, Khema replied, his tone steady but reflective. I have learned much from embracing defeat, yet questions still stir within me. I find strength in persistence, but uncertainty remains about the nature of true victory. His words carried both growth and lingering doubt, revealing the complexity of his journey. The Buddha nodded thoughtfully, his expression a blend of compassion and wisdom. Victory, he said, his voice steady, is not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of oneself in its midst. The disciples leaned closer, sensing the depth of the teachings to come. Let me share a story, the Buddha said, his voice weaving a tapestry of insight. In my years of wandering, I encountered a potter who labored tirelessly to perfect his craft. He sought to create a vase of unparalleled beauty, but each attempt fell short of his vision. The potter grew disheartened. Consumed by frustration and a sense of failure, the Buddha continued, his tone steady yet evocative. One day, he smashed his imperfect creations in anger, lamenting his inability to achieve perfection. As I rose to leave, the night seemed alive with possibility, the doubts within me dissolving into the vastness of the stars. Each step I took felt imbued with purpose. Guided by the trust in the truth of my journey, the Buddha's teachings lingered in the air, a song of hope and clarity resonating in the depths of my soul. In that quiet night, I found the mirror of truth not outside, but within, unshaken by the ripples of doubt. He looked at me with confusion. Unsure of how to answer, the Buddha paused, allowing the disciples to reflect on the unfolding lesson. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video. Within you lies the strength to overcome fear, Nanda, yet you must trust it. Just as the flower trusts the sun, Nanda gazed at the lotus flower, his spirit stirring, as the Buddha's words sank deeply into the roots of his soul. The disciples felt the weight of their own fears lifting, carried away by the wisdom shared within the moonlit clearing. Fear whispers of what may come, Nanda, yet it cannot tell the truth. It conjures shadows without substance, the Buddha said. The clearing grew still. The disciples holding their breath, their hearts yearning to embrace the clarity offered by the Buddha's teachings. The disciples exchanged glances, their hearts resonating with the universal truths spoken by their revered teacher. Khema, the Buddha continued, his voice calm and resolute. The greatest victory is not over others, but over oneself. You are the lion, Nanda, the lotus, the river. Trust yourself, and let the winds of fear pass without disturbance. Thank you, Master, he said, his voice carrying the weight of gratitude and determination. I will strive to embrace the imperfections within myself and my journey. The Buddha regarded Khema with quiet pride, his expression radiating encouragement. Remember, he said, each step you take, whether sure or faltering, shapes the path toward enlightenment. Walk it with courage and humility. The sacred tree stood as a silent witness to the exchange, its branches reaching skyward in harmonious balance with the earth. The clearing seemed to hum with harmony. As the disciples rose, carrying the wisdom of the Buddha within their hearts, the moonlight illuminated the paths ahead, its gentle glow guiding each disciple toward their journey. Unburdened by the weight of fear, Khema remained seated, his spirit lighter, his determination renewed. The path ahead was uncertain, but he felt prepared to walk it. Guided by the Buddha's wisdom, the shadows lengthened, merging with the light in perfect harmony. And in that balance, Khema found his first glimpse of true victory. The Buddha spoke one final time, his voice serene and steady. Fear fades when we trust in the strength of our being. As the stars cast their light upon the clearing, the disciples departed, carrying the Buddha's wisdom toward the paths of tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.